Hey, it's Ferri, and I am back with another edition of the Safety News. Today is Monday, July 6th, and yes, we're still talking about COVID. And today I wanted to revisit the OSHA FAQs because they're actually pretty decent and they have a lot of good information that you should be using to share with your workers. And cruise through that FAQ document, find the hot topics that workers are asking you about, or maybe more importantly, the items that workers are not complying with or having a hard time understanding or being consistent with. Last week, with some clients, I noticed that, especially in construction, some COVID precautions, just basic precautions, aren't being followed. And so it prompted me to look at what OSHA has going on their FAQs, which were updated on July 2nd. So about as updated worker safety information as you're going to find right now. And they recommend that workers take a look at the CDC website and look at the worker and industry specific information offered there. So I thought I would check it out. I clicked on construction, but there's other information there for people that are working in healthcare, anything from aircraft maintenance workers to first responders to waste collectors, recyclers, things like that. It's alphabetical order, so it starts with the aircraft folks. And that's so you can easily find the information. So like I said, I looked at the construction worker specific information, and the heading says, as a construction worker, how can I protect myself and slow the spread? And it launches into the same information that we've been talking to our workers about for the past 3 to going on 4 months. Of course, the first item of advice is to stay home if you're sick or have symptoms and notify your supervisor. Even something that simple, if you're reciting that to the workers at every tailgate meeting, it starts to lose meaning. What does it mean? Stay home if you have symptoms. So you should talk about the symptoms of COVID. Notify your supervisor. Make sure you tell workers exactly how to notify their supervisor. This could be through email, voice call, leaving a voicemail message may be sufficient, and text messaging. Make sure people have the phone number that they need programmed into their cell phone. So even just that tiny little piece of information, there's a lot that goes on behind that. So start to look at these bullet points that OSHA and CDC present for workers and realize that it's not just the information that's there in the initial statement that should be taken at face value. You, as the employer representative and safety professional, need to digest these tips and highlights of information from the regulators, from OSHA and from CDC, those thought leaders, on how workers can actually implement these things in the field. There's more information here that I want to get into, especially related to construction, and that is the limiting close contact with other people and keeping that 6 feet of social or physical distancing whenever possible. This is the thing that just jumped out at me the most when I was at project sites, is that workers are in their typical work areas, usually kind of small or confined areas, and physical distancing is difficult to maintain. When physical distancing is difficult to maintain, we're supposed to be wearing cloth face coverings. And so I also noticed that wasn't happening either. Make sure workers understand what it means, and I know this sounds silly and talking down to people, but what does it really mean to keep that physical distance? Looking at places workers would usually be, like a job site elevator or inside of a vehicle or piece of equipment. You may need to enact policies at your work site that limit how many people can be in something like a construction elevator. Maybe only an operator and 2 to 3 other people can be in there at a time because of the size of the car. Thinking about other equipment, carts and pickup trucks that are used for transit to and from the workplace and also while at the work site. Maybe those need to be limited to just the driver during these times. No matter what, cleaning and disinfection should be conducted as much as possible before and after each use, and this includes shared tools, equipment that's being operated, handrails, ladders, doorknobs, and especially those portable toilets. Make sure that everyone is responsible for this cleaning to keep up with it. And of course, proper hand hygiene is a great reminder to keep washing hands before and after work shifts, after breaks, after blowing your nose, smoking, coughing, sneezing, using the bathroom, eating or drinking, before and after taking off work gloves. All of these times are perfect times to be practicing good hand hygiene. So again, take a look at the OSHA FAQ, go to the CDC website, and whether you're in construction or another industry, find your specific industry and find that guidance. And then your job as a safety professional is to figure out how to convey that information in a more meaningful way to the workers. I'll caution you that the information is presented in text-only format, so make sure to include pictures and other visuals to get the information across to the workers. Thanks for listening this far, and make it a safe week. Check back next week for some more news.